Experts accuse legal advisors of embarrassing Zuma and AFU in a race against time to prosecute fraud cases. I'm Lebo Changela with this news update. Legal expert Kevin Malunga says President Jacob Zuma's legal advisors have embarrassed the president regarding high-profile legal appointments. The Supreme Court of Appeal ruled yesterday that the National Director of Public Prosecutions, Menzi Simelani's appointment was invalid and inconsistent with the Constitution. Malunga elaborates.
This decision is actually a wake-up call for the presidency and, of course, the rest of the executive to make considered, well-informed decisions when it comes to administrative action. In other words, this decision is an indictment of the inadequacy and the weakness of the advice and the president is getting when it comes to such high-profile and critical appointments and decisions that really affect the country. No matter how qualified a candidate, even if a candidate was a rocket scientist, you still need to account for why you're actually appointing a person.
The Asset Forfeiture Unit says they're in a race against time to prosecute cases of fraud and corruption involving millions of rand. The head of the unit in the Western Cape, Hemian Cronje, made a presentation during a seminar organized by the Institute for Security Studies in Cape Town.
The ability to prosecute someone who has 5 million plus worth of assets speedily is not something going to be that easy to achieve, and that's one of the areas where we're trying to look at ways that we can intervene in the criminal justice process to try and expedite these cases. But to get a case like that to commence is hugely challenging because we get interlocutory application after interlocutory application, and with the best preparation, the best will in the world, if the defense is not ready and the court is forced to a point where it says that this trial will now go on whether you're represented or not.
A South African human rights organization is planning to file an international lawsuit against the Gulf state of Qatar and its broadcaster Al Jazeera after a journalist was deported from the Gulf country for being HIV positive. The journalist, a South African, who asked that his identity be withheld, had relocated to the country after being hired by the Doha-based television network's English-language channel in October 2010. He was allegedly told by Al Jazeera to undergo a medical examination. When the test results came back, he was driven to Doha prison, where he was detained. He was later released and ordered to leave Qatar. And Dr. Conrad Murray could be out of jail by Christmas. The medic was sentenced to 4 years incarceration for the involuntary manslaughter of Michael Jackson, but those close to him believe he could be allowed to serve most of the time under house arrest because of the non-violent nature of his crime. Overcrowding in California correctional facilities has prompted authorities to send Dr. Murray to Los Angeles County Jail. However, the decision to release him on house arrest would have to be approved by Sheriff Lee Barker.